Most people don't realize how much of their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making millions pulling details about you from public records and the internet, then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might just sell credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/hidden. Protect yourself now at aura.com/hidden.
What is success and how do you achieve it? Well, let's learn some key tips for success from those who have already done so. How? Stay tuned and find out.
Being an entrepreneur sounds like, yes, another new client. I did it. But it can also sound like, I am really not understanding this technology, and I'm feeling so overwhelmed. Am I even cut out for this? That's why I started the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast, to help infopreneurs, coaches, and course creators who want to build a business online but are battling technology, overwhelm, procrastination, and even imposter syndrome. Think successfully, think differently, think bigger, and take action by learning tips from an array of business owners, all dropping knowledge on the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast. Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
What is up? What is up? What the hell is up, my Dark Horse friends and family? Welcome back to another dose of Millionaire Entrepreneur Success Tips. Learning. Whew, that was a full breath. I'm your Dark Horse host, Tracy Brinkman. And as many of you know, and if you're new here, you're about to learn, I've been in the coaching and course creation and online space since like the 90s. So yeah, got a little experience under my belt, yet here I am still learning. And that's why I'm here, to share with you what I have learned and what I am still learning about course creation, coaching, entrepreneurship, infopreneurship, which begs the question, who are you? And to me, my friend, that answer is infinitely more important. You are a driven entrepreneur, or, more specifically, an infopreneur with or seeking a coaching and online course model in your business, or you're just hoping to have that very, very soon. Either way, you're here because you're ready to start, restart, kickstart, or just start loving up with some great marketing, personal, or business tips and results in order to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. And that's why I'm here. I want to chat with you today about some success tips coming from, let's say, multi-million-dollar entrepreneurs, superstars, and names we've all heard over the time. Now, I'm not going to sit here and mention each name as I'm going through here. This is where I glean these tips, is from all the readings and all the masterminds and classes I've gone to over the decades, really, at this point. I mean, I'm nearing the 6-decade mark in my lifetime, so I've been to a number of these, and I find some inherent truths just hold to be self-evident, and they are all about how to be successful. And well, before we even start there, the question you're going to need to ask yourself is, what does success mean for you? Forget what it means to me, your next door neighbor, or anyone else insignificant in your life. What does it mean for you and those that you hold dear? Does it mean you need to have a mansion? You need to have a dozen hyper super cars? Do you, or you're just a little level down? You want to have enough to, say, fund your charity and your family for the next 20 years? You want to have enough to leave your children a legacy of ease as they go through their life. You want to have enough to be able to retire in 10 years and be able to retire in complete security. Maybe you're more like, the holiday season's coming up here. It's more like for you, the movie It's a Wonderful Life, where success for you means having many, many true friends that just give a shit about you, that just love you with all their heart. See, success to me isn't about pleasing everyone else, right? If it was, right, you'd probably be a doctor or a lawyer like your parents wanted to be. I'm assuming your parents wanted you to be a doctor or a lawyer. You would be whatever they wanted you to be because you were out to please them. And that's what success would be if you were just out there to please others. Now, success to me, my friend, is all about what you considered success to be, whatever that is. Again, I hold no judgments of what you want success to be. If you want to be the successful person that has the mansion and all the hypercars, man, God love you, right? There's a place for people like that. I'm not that. I want to have a nice home, comfortable car, reliable is the key one, right? And enough money to pay the bills and when I want something, I'm able to get it. That's success to me, right? So let's look at some of these tips, and there's like 15 of them here I'm going to share with you today from these successful people I have learned from, and they range everyone from Michelangelo, Aubrey Hepburn, Samuel Jackson, Guy Kowalski, all the names that you've heard over probably your lifetime as well as mine. And I just want to condense these down to share some tidbits for you that every once in a while we just need to be reminded of. That's it. The first one, and these are really in no particular order, but the first one I want you to think about is decide to do, to have, and to be more. Boom. Decide right now, right this very minute, while you're listening to this podcast, that you're going to be more successful than average in everything that you care about, right? You're going to be just a little bit better than average. If you make this decision right now and then make that commitment to see it through, success is right around the corner for you. Because really, if you think about it, nothing is impossible. Now, there are a few things that are impossible, like I'm probably never going to dunk a basketball in an NBA playoff. Get it? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about nothing that you truly can strive for is impossible. If you think about it, the word itself says, I'm possible. Aha. Now, the next tip really kind of spins right off that. You want to create a dream that is so big, right? That it lifts you out of bed on a vibration you just can't deny. Remember, hey, let's flash back here for most of you. Let's flash back to when you were a kid, Christmas morning, right? That energy that almost catapulted you out of bed, no matter how cold it was, how stormy it was, how much snow was out there. You were excited to run downstairs to see what Santa had brought you. Yeah, that's the kind of energy your dream, your goal, your success achievement needs to be empowering with you. Oh, God, I'm getting charged up just thinking about it. You need to think big. You need to think better, right? Just like it says at the beginning of this podcast, go big or go home. Think big, think differently. Michelangelo said that the problem human beings face, and I really agree with this, is not that we think too big and fail. No. It's that we think too small and succeed. Oh, damn. Are you thinking too small? Are your past goals your future goals? If your future goal isn't at least a notch or two above your past goal, you're thinking too damn small, right? Think big. Create that energy. All right. So now the next one, again, this almost comes in sequence again, just how I laid it out. You need to make a plan. You've got the goal. You can feel the energy. I get it, Tracy. I get it. I can feel the energy. It's got my knee is bouncing here as I'm thinking about it, right? I'm ready to get up and start doing things now. Stop. Make a plan to achieve your goal. And I'm not talking about just a handful of mental notes here. I got to do this, got to do that. No, I mean, sit your behind down and write it down. Write down your plan in black and white on paper. It can be blue ink, it can be red, whatever color ink floats your boat, but write it down on a physical piece of paper. Manifest from your thoughts, through your body, through your hand, onto a physical piece of paper, all right? Make goals for today, make goals for tomorrow, next week, next month, and in the rest of this year. Then, now you've got that all laid out, you need to reread it. As soon as you're finished writing it, reread it. Something else will pop into your head. Then, later on, rewrite it. What? I did this many, many moons ago. And when I say many, many moons ago, I'm talking about the 90s, early 90s. I wrote down my top 10 goals and a plan for them. And then I started this exercise every single morning. One of the first things I did when I got up was I rewrote my top 10 goals. I didn't look at them from the previous day. I just sat down and I rewrote them. Here's what's fascinating about it when you go through an exercise like this. Slowly, some of them will fall away because they're goals of the moment, whatever it is. You go to some event, you're like, oh my God, I want to be the top affiliate in this program. Okay, that's good. You start driving for it. But then over time, you start to realize, well, that's really not my goal. All right, they motivated me into it, and it's not really the goal I'm really wanting to achieve over time. And it fell away. But also what you will notice are the things that you truly desire in your heart of hearts, those true motivators that are who you are, that align with where you want to be and who you want to be tomorrow and next year. They stay, right? And they pop in and then they stay. So you want to reread them and rewrite these goals almost daily. Yeah, right? Daily. And if you don't continue to do it for the rest of your life, go through the exercise for at least 30 days and watch what happens. It's very significant. I want you to do it. And it really only takes a few minutes. And if you do it right when you get up in the morning, right when you're fresh and you're still kind of in that alpha state of just being not quite awake, but awake, and then do it again as you're going to sleep. Those are two really good times because then your brain starts cranking away at the subconscious level and how you can bust through all the obstacles. Right? A goal, remember this one, a goal without a plan, just a wish. All right. Now, you've got the goal. You feel the energy. Your knee is bouncing. You've got the plan. Now the next tip is do not sit on your dream. Start moving. Stand up. Take a step. Repeat. Dreaming is great. I want you to dream. Write down all your visions in your journal or wherever you store your idea. You're storing your ideas, right? Oh man, please make sure you store your ideas. Here's the thing. Your brain is a brilliant piece of equipment, biological equipment. And when you say, I need an idea, it'll give it to you, right? And it'll give it to you in the tone of voice it's used to being heard at. And if it gives you an idea and you don't listen, it starts getting quieter. And the next time you say, hey, I need an idea, it says, okay, it whispers it, or maybe it says it down in a little toner voice, and then you don't listen again, and the next time it's in a little quieter voice, and you don't listen again, and the next time you can barely. All right, it's like this. If you don't use your right arm, my right arm, for a month, you just leave it hanging there, it's going to start to atrophy, and then if you start using it, it's going to hurt a little bit, but it can come back. If you continue not to use it, it's going to continue to atrophy. The body is a brilliant piece of machinery. So I want you to dream big. Continue to dream big and write down those big ideas that you get as you get them, right? Have a journal always at the ready. If you get that idea while you're driving, go, hey, Siri, open up voice recorder and speak it in there and then transfer it into your journal later on. Continue to dream, but now that you've got your dream written down into a plan, you got to start moving. You got to take action. Take courage and get moving, right? Everything you want, my friend, as Jack Canfield said, is right on the other side of fear. Fear, that elusive, ever-present, four-letter word that means false evidence appearing real. Okay, now you got your plan, you got your dream, you got your energy going, you got it written down, right? You're taking steps. Now, don't take the wrong steps. I want you to learn first, do second. Because here's the thing, you can get out there and totally reinvent the wheel. You can totally reinvent a business that you want to build, or you can fast track yourself and learn how to do it by someone who's already doing it and save yourself a shit ton of time and a whole hell of a lot of aggravation and frustration and possibly revenue and cash, right? Cost, right out of the gate. Decide you're going to learn as much as you can and then never stop learning. Oh, yeah. Why do you want to never stop learning? Because here's the reason why. The fixed mindset that you're going to get by not continuing to learn will make you concerned on how you'll be judged. Yeah. But if you continue on that growth mindset, that learning mindset, that growth mindset makes you concerned with improving yourself, improving your life, improving your loved ones' lives, improving your business, on and on. You're growing. And when you're growing, you're going. All right? Next tip. Now that you want to learn first, and the key point of learning first is to ask for help along the way. You're going to stumble. You're going to bumble. You're going to fall. You're going to face plant, just pow, right down in the mud. You're going to stand up. You're going to wipe all that stuff away. You're going to stand up and continue on. There are people who have already accomplished what it is you're trying to do. I don't care what it is. A great relationship with their significant other, their kids, with the rest of their family, a great relationship with their business partners. They've reached this $1 million business that you only dream for. Ask them for help. There is somebody out there that is 1, 2, 5, 10, 100 steps ahead of you that is more than willing to reach back, hold out their hand, and pull you forward with their experience. Now, I'm not saying it's always going to be free. You want to have an exchange of value, right? The one mistake that you can make is not asking for help. Don't make that mistake. Now, here we go. Oh my God, Trace, I can hear you now, right? Here we are. We're 16 minutes in, and I've probably got through about half of these. I want to give you the rest of them, so this may be a little longer than episode than you've enjoyed here recently. Here's a key tip. If you don't listen to anything else, I want you to listen to this one. Well, actually, this is the last one. It's really important too. So make sure you hang around for that one. But this one here, I think, is probably number 2. You need to be at least 1% better than mediocre. Not 1% better than everyone. You just need to be 1% better than the average, than the mediocre person you're looking at everywhere around you. We live in a mediocre world. Boom, there, I said it. Call me out. Email me, Tracy@darkhorseschooling.com if you do not agree. I'm happy to have this debate. Bring you on the show. Let's chat about it. Everyone wants the easy way. They want the fast way. They want the quick, rich method. They want to, whatever method is going to get them to their goal in the least amount of effort, which is fine. And I don't query them for that. The problem is they don't want to do any work in the first place. They just want to do just enough to get by. All right? Now, while I may banter about that, here's the good news. That means if you're only 1% better, heck, even a 0.5% better than all those folks that just want to be mediocre, then you, my friend, will have a distinct advantage in anything you choose to do. All right? It never gets easier. It doesn't. It will never get easier. You will get better. It'll just feel easier because you got better. And then when you get better, here's what's going to happen. You're going to re-listen to this show and go, I need to set my next goal. And it doesn't get easier. I've got to step forward. I got to step out of my comfort zone, and that's our next tip. And I have to strive a little bit more, reach a little harder, grind a little more, right? Whatever it is. Next tip, just like I mentioned here, you have to work outside of your comfort zone. I get it. It's a little scary. Right? Maybe you've never done it. I've never. Whatever the business you're trying to build, whatever the product you're trying to create, I can hear you in my ear going, I've never done this. I get it. I've been there. There's been things I've done. It's like, I've never done this before, but I did it anyway. What if they don't like me? What if they don't like my product? Who the hell cares, right? What if I totally screw this up? Okay, then you totally screw it up. Guess what? You're still alive. You're still breathing. You're still. Here's the real catch on this. Most of the time when people are saying things like, well, what if they don't like me? I usually tell them, you know what? Right now, they're not even thinking about you. They're not. They're too busy worried about their own world. What if they don't like my product? What if they don't? Who cares? If you find 5 people that don't like your product, well, first off, you have a product and you're trying to get it out there and 5 people have heard about it. What's wrong with that? And what if you totally screw it up? All right, well, you're still learning. You can figure out what it is you messed up and step forward. Make friends with that 4-letter word, fear. Again, remember what it means: false evidence appearing real. And here's a key thing I want you to walk away with. Plan on making mistakes. Guess what? You're going to make mistakes. You are going to make enemies, right? And I mentioned this in a couple of episodes back. If you have enemies out there, if you have haters out there, that means you have people that like you. So just do it. Coming out of your comfort zone is tough. It's really tough in the beginning. It's crazy chaotic in the middle. But at the end, oh man, it's amazing. Because in the end, it shows you a whole new world, something you couldn't even begin to see when you first started. So, and you don't have to jump full in both feet out of your comfort zone. You can step your little toe out, right? Maybe you have something coming up where you have to speak in front of an audience. I've never spoken in front of an audience before. It's one of the number one fears of people on this planet. Over death, when polled, people ask what their number one fear is. Public speaking is the number one. Number two is death. Go figure. They're more afraid of talking in front of an audience than they are of death. I have no problem with public speaking, so I don't understand it. But do I get nervous? Yeah, I get nervous. Maybe you have this upcoming speech you have to give, right? Now, stepping out on a stage is jumping out with both feet. So maybe prior to that, you just try something a little like, I'm going to get on a Zoom call with a couple of my friends and dip my toe into these public speaking water. Cool, that works. Then maybe you can go to, a Toastmasters meeting. Now you're stepping a little further out of your comfort zone because now you're speaking in front of people you don't even know. But it's in a safe environment of folks that want you to be successful on the public speaking stage. Whatever steps you take to go from putting your little toe out into the outside your comfort zone into murkier waters, and then your whole foot, and then maybe you step totally away, like I just stepped away from the mic, you step totally away from your comfort zone for a short period of time and then back again. Here's what's really cool about when you do that, and I say this time and time again, I want you to hear it from especially my new folks, and for my ongoing listeners, I want to pound this into your head. Every time that you step out of your comfort zone a little bit and then back, and you realize, okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was, or even if you realize, oh my God, that was horrible, you still did it. Guess what happens? Your comfort zone grows just a little bit, even a millimeter. You keep doing that every day, every week for a year, even for a month. Imagine how much bigger your comfort zone is going to be. Yeah. Okay. Next, do not give up, my friend. Oh, I know, woo-woo 101 right here. Do not give up. Because, look, here's the thing. Like I said, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to have setbacks. You're just going to have a bad day. It just happens. You're going to wake up going, oh my God, I don't want to write these things again. I know Tracy said to write them down in the morning and then in nighttime. And get up, think big. I don't want to do it today. It happens. All right. Or, hey, even worse, everything that you do goes wrong. You just have one of those days where absolutely nothing appears to go right. And you're like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? It is at those times, those very moments, that you are so close to success and you can't even imagine it, right? It's like that guy that's been digging for gold for a year, and he has one of those days and he just says, screw it, and walks away. And then someone else goes into that very mine, down that tunnel that he dug for a whole year, and he digs for a day and reaches that vein of gold. Damn. Who was really successful? I don't know. I think the guy that dug for a year was really successful, right? The guy that dug for a day was successful in finding the gold, but he tapped off someone else's success. So do not do that. Do not give up. Just keep going. Being challenged in life is inevitable, my friend. Being defeated? Yeah, well, that's optional. That's a choice you're going to have to make for yourself. And to help you make that choice and to make it a little easier, you're going to want to focus on one goal at a time. So many times I see people write down this litany of things that they want to achieve, and God love them. let's go after it, right? But you have to prioritize those goals because as brilliant as our mind is, it can't multitask as well as you think it can. And when you're going after multiple goals, especially goals that'll pull you off in slightly or greatly different directions, you're never going to achieve either one. So focus on one goal at a time. Let's be the Terminator when it comes to this, right? You want to be that cyborg that is programmed to get one damn thing done to the exclusion of everything else, right? You want to be that Arnold Schwarzenegger, big, tall, biker jacket, motorcycle riding, I'm going to break you kind of guy. That wasn't even him, right? I'll be back. That was him. Anyway, if you remember, the Terminator had one goal. Now, depending on which movie it is, the goal may have been different, but it was to either kill Sarah Connor or protect Sarah Connor or protect Sarah Connor and her son. To no other goal. That was it. It's all he wanted to do. And the entire movie was him going through step by step, even through crazy things to get that goal done. Real life is much like that, right? It will get in the way. All kinds of crazy things when thrown into the way of the Terminator reaching his goal. But if you can imagine having that Terminator-like laser focus, you will get back to work no matter how crazy your day gets or how crazy your life gets. You'll get right back to the work at hand in a far much easier manner. Here's the thing I want you to walk away with when it comes on that tip. What you stay focused on is what's going to grow. If you focus on your goal, the energy and the ability to reach your goal is going to grow. If you stay focused on the obstacle, that's what's going to grow. And think about this for a minute. Take your pinky, unless you're driving. Do not do this if you're driving right now. But if you took your pinky, right, the smallest finger on your hand, or whatever finger that is, for me it's my pinky, and you hold it up close to your eye, it almost blocks out the whole. If you hold it up, maybe 6 inches away, it's like, okay, and then you start getting a little closer, it starts getting a little out of focus, but it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's still the same size pinky. If I start putting it right up to my eye, I can't see anything else but the obstacle, the pinky. And I start pulling it just a little bit back. Maybe I can start to see some of the world around the outside edges of the pinky. Here's what's really weird about this is the fact that the pinky almost blurs out everything else, right? Or even to the edges, it's blurred out. So you really can't tell where the obstacle begins and the real world begins. However, if you're able to step back and look at it for what it is, a pinky, you can go, okay, here's how I can solve this. I can fold it down and it's no longer in my way. But yeah, I know I'm being a little jestful about this, but you get my point. Sometimes we're so focused on the pinky that we're holding it right up to our eye, right? To the detriment of the rest of the world around us, and we're hyper-focused on the problem. What you stay focused on will grow. Now, here's one you won't hear very often, and I found it very beneficial, and I still do it to this day. Leave yourself a note. What? What do you mean leave myself a note? Listen, if you're a writer, and I don't know how many writers I actually have listening, I haven't asked this question before. When a writer pauses their writing in the middle of a project, they won't finish the good ones. They won't finish the last sentence that they were working on when they stepped away. This way, when they get back to their writing, they can pick up right at that sentence, and their mind will just, here, this is where we were at. And they'll be able to just pick up writing without hesitation. What writer's block? They know what they were thinking back then. They just didn't finish the sentence. Now they pick it up, start writing that sentence, and they get right back into the groove of things. You can do something similar by leaving yourself a note that tells you the very next thing that you want to accomplish. A note that tells you the very next thing you want to do, you want to say, who you want to call, thereby giving you the movement rather than dawdling around and struggling to gain momentum from the movement you had the last time you were working on the project, right? So as you're sitting now, if you're going through your goal today, after sometime today, and you have to reach a stop point, drop yourself a note there. This, that, and the other things to do, A, B, C. That way, when you pick it back up, later on the same day or the next day or a week from now even. Oh, I'll remember it because I'll be picking it back up tomorrow. I see this happen so many times with folks that are trying to leverage a cubicle escape. And maybe the last half hour where they're at work, they're working on their side hustle a little bit and they start scratching some things out. And then it's time to leave work. They don't leave themselves a note. And so when they pick it back up, usually days away, because life gets in the way, they come back and they look at it and go, oh man, what was I thinking? Yeah, write yourself a note. You tell yourself what you were thinking, okay? That way you can get over that dawdling and you can just get right back into the momentum that you were in when you had to stop. The hardest thing about getting started, my friend, is getting started, all right? Now, last couple of ones here, and I'm saving the best for last. Hopefully you'll hang around for them. You've heard me mention the mind and the amazing tool that it is. I keep saying that because I think the mindset is almost everything. Almost everything. If you think you're going to lose, you're lost. You may as well just sit down. Don't even run the race. Just stop now, right? If you think you're outclassed, yeah, you're outclassed. If you think you cannot do it, you damn well can't. Because you won't. That's really what it's about. You've got to get this infinite potential belief in your abilities because your belief in your abilities are your only limitations. They are the only limitations that you're going to set upon yourself. Forget what your mama said you can do. Forget what your daddy said you can do. Forget what your wife said you could do or can't do in all those cases. What do you say you're capable of doing? That is your limitation. What you say you can do and what you say you can't do, yeah, it's going to be true. The single most important factor of influencing a person's success, yours, mine, or anyone else's, whether it's personal or professional, is going to be your mindset. That amazing tool stuck. You carry it around with you every day, right there between your ears and behind your eyes. So remember, mindset is almost everything. And it's going to help you with this next tip, leap over levels. What do you mean by that? Leap what? Leap over? Okay, let's just say you went back and said, okay, I'm going to listen to Tracy. I'm going to try this stuff out. He's a nut job, but I like him. I sat down, I wrote down my goals. And I've been rewriting them in the morning. And this one thing keeps staying up there. And I'm going to go for it. You just figured out how long it's going to take you to achieve that goal. Here's the paradox. There's sometimes that shortcuts will appear that make sense for you to take. For example, let's say you wanted to rise through the ranks of someone else's business to become a manager, right? You want to run a department, a marketing department, a planning department, whatever it is. Okay, fair. That's your goal. That's your version of success that we talked about in the very beginning. That could take you a few years to do it. There it is. There's your plan. But what if you started a business yourself? Yeah. You could be the manager or the boss or the CEO or the VP of marketing and creation and everything right out of the gate. Yep, that's my friend. Right out of day one, you are the very thing that you wanted to be, not years later. However, here's the catch. You better know how to manage your business or hire someone who does. Yeah, see? That's how you can leap over levels. Well, I can grind away for years and get the experience of being a manager, a marketing manager, or I can start my own marketing business and do it my damn self because I know how to manage me. And then when I get that under control, I'm going to hire someone who can manage other people too. You feel what I'm saying? Right out of the gate. If you think about it, it's times like this where it's kind of fun to do what so many people are saying, and it's impossible. It's impossible for you to be a manager overnight. No, it's not. Start your business, start managing yourself. Start your business, hire someone else, manage them. You're a manager. Moving on. Okay. Here's the magic dust in everything. Okay, and I was going to save the best two for last. I didn't put most of these in any chronological order, although some of them seem to have fallen into order. I wanted to make sure these best two that you left were something worthy of you remembering. First one, I want you to see it as already completed. What do you mean by that? Well, let me tell you. whatever your goal is, whatever your version of success is, I want you to see it completed in your mind's eye. I call this your vista vision. What do I mean by that is, imagine you are standing on a vista overlooking a valley, and that valley is your goal attained. I want you to sit down on the edge, right? Or sit down on a bench. Maybe you're afraid of heights. You don't want to sit on the edge. I get that. Sit on a bench where you could overlook everything you've accomplished over the time of your life. Visualize how it will look. What kind of home you live in? How many stories is it? Does it have siding? Is it made out of wood? Is it cement, right? Does it have a roundabout driveway? Does it have a long driveway? Does it have a driveway at all, right? Does it have a big backyard? Trees? Pool? Pond? Are there woods surrounding your home? Do you live in a neighborhood? Are you more rural? Are you in the middle of nowhere? Yeah, all these little details. Smell. Oh man, you walk out of that home, that front door in the morning. Sun's coming up. You can hear the birds. You got your favorite morning beverage in your hand. You smell that beverage. Ooh, my coffee is mine. I like that. Right. What does it feel like? What does it sound like? Do you hear the birds? Do you walk out into the grass, wrinkle your toes in the grass? Oh man, nice cool dewy toes. Yeah, that's the level I want you to visualize it completed. Create your vista vision. How does it look? How does it feel? How does it sound? Live in that moment of realizing your goal time and time again. You do this at least once a week, preferably every other day. I'd say daily, but I already have you writing things every day, right? If you would sit down and visualize that, and just own it, right? When you walk back into the house, are your kids running around with big smiles on their faces? What's your wife doing? What's your significant other doing? Wife, husband, whoever it might be. Or maybe you're alone. That's fine. Do you have an in-home office? Do you commute? And if you do commute, what do you drive in? What's that car you like? What does your office look like when you get there? Is it downtown, corner office, right? Big posh building? Or maybe it's something quiet, right? A little house you bought somewhere. You've converted it into an office in a neighborhood, right? Where everyone knows everybody. Whatever your version of success is, remember, feel it, own it. Are you a thread in the community? Are you sitting on a board somewhere? All these things, think them, feel them. Oh man, just thinking about it, right? I'm getting little visions of mine, and I'm feeling you'll feel an energy inside you that will help get you again launched out of bed in the morning. See them as already completed, right? The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Yeah. And last but not least, never, ever, ever, ever give up. Here's the thing, my friend. Great works are performed not by strength, but by imagination and perseverance. You have to be able to picture it first and then stand up, take a step, and repeat. Perseverance. All right. Whew. I got a little extra woo-woo there for you towards the end. Hope you don't mind. I get a little passionate about some of these topics, and that was one of them. All right. All right, I know you want to keep getting all these success tips, whatever they might be, whether this multiple success tips in one or just success tips of how to build your online business. So if you do, make sure you go on down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're there, go ahead and leave us a 5-star rating. It was 5 stars, right? All those amazing nuggets I just dropped for you. And leave some kind words in the reviews. It is those subscribes, ratings, and reviews that are your way of telling the podcast platforms that you're getting some value out of this podcast or any podcast you're listening to. So please take a moment, show the love, and help spread the word. All right, you get out there, you run your race, you get your results, and then come back and let me hear about them. You can email me at tracy@darkhorseschooling.com. Tell me the tip or idea that you came away with, how you put it into action, and what results you got from it. Heck, probably even bring you on the show and let you share your superpower with my audience. And with that, I'm going to leave you as I always do. Think successfully and take action.
Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com. www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkman.